Hello and welcome to World of Warships with Montrala. Today we have a second video from 0 to tier 10 Grindel North American server, and we jump from tier 5 into tier 7 because nothing really interesting happened in tier 6. Actually tier 6 was a bit of disaster, and today we are sailing Jervis, so tier 7 British destroyer in this tier 9 battle, but only 3 tier 9 ships on each side. And like in the last video from Akasta, we are on the bottom tier, and here I spawned in the middle, but I decided to move towards objective A, because I think that on objective D the German destroyer mass with smoke and hydro will do just fine. Here I'm hiding from Shokaku plains behind an island to avoid being spotted. And on A side I see that Akatsuki is going to play around the map border, looking to torpedo into enemy battleship rather to take the cap. And I want to go to cap because ultimately it's the caps that in most situations getting caps wins battles. So I'm moving here towards the cap A, and from the spotting provided by our carrier I already know that the Akatsuki on the red team is actually moving towards the capture point as well. So, and I'm feeling quite good with contesting this cap against this Akatsuki. I have hydro, I have better guns, I have smokes. I don't have very close support from my team, but the Massachusetts is coming reasonably close with her secondary, and here we found ourselves Akatsuki, and that is a surprise, but okay, this Akatsuki doesn't have a camo, so probably doesn't have concealment expert as well, so not so much surprise anymore. So I opened the fire on this Akatsuki, and I'm sending preemptive torpedoes into the smoke with hope that the Akatsuki will do the very often mistake of destroyer drivers sitting inside the capture point in smoke, so that she will sit in this smoke and will try to go a capture point. And just in case torpedoes will not work, I'm going into the cap to contest, and I'm going toward, with my hydro on, going toward the smoke, but old trick worked. We picked the first kill of the match. So I'm inside the capture point A, and I want to steal this smoke from Akatsuki, but I decided that going so far towards the enemy team will not be a good idea, and I used my own smoke, and I have a Mayoko, so that's a Japanese heavy cruiser that is charging into the cap with her 203mm guns and her torpedoes, but luckily for me this Mayoko is shooting armor piercing on me instead of high explosive. But I decided that she's coming uncomfortably close to me. I got detected by planes, but there is no need for any dramatic actions or anxious maneuvers. I'm quite confident that I can take this Mayoko in time. And here she goes down. Oh, I extinguished the fire, and the flash smoke is on, so probably I will be able finally to take this cup for my team. Akatsuki came back from the excursion around the map border and is going inside the cup as well, and we have a fighter cover from our carrier, so everything is shaping just fine. I even managed to shoot some planes despite Jervis not having the actually big AA suit. Oh, I'm looking at this North Carolina, thinking about maybe being able to send torpedoes, but she's on the border of my torpedo range. Oh. Actually, I do not think that will be such a good idea. Akatsuki has more far-reaching torpedoes and she sent already her torpedoes that way. So what I am now thinking about is maybe moving towards the enemy spawn and take their capture point A from outside, B, sorry, the capture point B from outside of them. One last look towards will North Carolina show up? Yes, she did, but outside of my reach. So off to the capture point B. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we managed to lose a destroyer. Fortunately, in the trade for the Z-39 on the other team, so we still had some advantage there, but apparently there is a very close combat going on capture point D. I'm sure they have a lot of fun there, and I decided to move towards the largely abandoned capture point B to help my team gain even more advantage. Our Vladivostok won against the Cleveland, but they have still basically are fighting 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3, but as you can see the Iowa is going to help there, and unfortunately Vladivostok lost this battle to torpedoes from enemy Shiratsuyo. Still, we have good lead kills, having 5 kills versus 3. We have 2 capture points. Enemy is losing their only capture point now. Basically, their flank on A collapsed, and also on the side of D they do not have a lot of interesting things going for them. And here I'm taking away the cap, and I would really love to send some torps towards this Iowa, but at this moment I'm not sure if they will connect, especially as I see that this Iowa is turning away to move into the capture B. So I will try to go a bit closer and try to send some torpedoes in the gap between islands, as she will be moving along there. And maybe, just maybe, I will manage to get myself again the capture point. So here's my chance to send some torpedoes for this Iowa. And I'm moving to capture point D. Enemy carrier found me. I could use one of my smokes, but I want to save it for a bit later. And actually I'm in a situation now that with a bit of dodging I can actually minimize amount of damage that the enemy carrier is providing, and I had a nice 3 torpedo hits on Iowa. I'm sure it was not something that this player especially liked. Enemy St. Louis entered the Cap B, but I really do not have any possibility to contest it against. But so I smoke up, and I will try to prevent this Iowa from taking capture point D, but getting some damage and some resets here, while our battleships on the western side are moving to end the Jean Bar. I'm sure this Iowa is not very happy with me shooting her all the time. Unfortunately, Ibuki torpedoes didn't catch her. So, Iowa left the cap and apparently is chasing Ibuki. Well, I decided that's a good time to move into B and try to capture it for my team. Our Heisen managed to take out St. Louis, but not until St. Louis took the capture point B. Heisen got destroyed by the Jean Bart, but our Massachusetts managed to take out Jean Bart. So now we are in situation 5 versus 3 with 2 and some 3 caps to our name, and we have over 500 points lead. So this battle at this point is really a safe win. All that's left to do is some mopping up. So as you can see, again, by playing a bottom tier destroyer in this game, being a bit aggressive but not overly aggressive at the start of the match and removing Akatsuki and getting capture point A, and then playing not very fancy and very aggressive play, but exploiting the wrong positioning on the map of enemy team. What I did was to manage to support my team as much as possible, and that's the next capture point that I took, and I stayed alive to the end of this match. Everything that is basically left to do after this Massachusetts gets a capture point. B is either white for the 1000, wait for the 1000 points to tick, or kill CV and the last remaining destroyer on enemy team. This Shiratsuyu is on very low health. I do expect her to be somewhere in front of this Ibuki. As you can see on this captain, I still don't have radio positioning skill that will show the way, but I know I'm detected. Oh, here is Shiratsuyu, so actually move it further ahead than thought. That's a kill, and that's end of this battle. So let's have a look at the results. Not very big damage, but nothing also to sneeze off. 58,000, 3 kills, 3 caps, 6 times defended cap, 4 torpedo hits, staff loadings, a fire, some incapacitations. As you can see from the XP and the free XP, I was using some flags that I got from some containers. Oh, I ended first in my team with very nice base XP of over 2400 points. That's thanks for taking caps and basically shooting on the higher tier ships. Oh, you can see actually the most of the damage that I inflicted was on the Iowa that I didn't manage to sink. And this Akatsuki, I ate most of her health and also have a significant part of this Mayoko that basically was YOLOing into the cap against me and against the battleships of my team that were behind the cap. So this couldn't end, actually very different. So this is a Jervis play, and the next videos that will come up, so that's the videos from Lightning, Jutland and finally Daring. Those matches will be much more juicy than this one, and actually the Lightning match is my record on the base XP earned, and I do not expect to beat this record anytime soon. It was really high number, so I hope you will enjoy these battles, and both the Jutland and Daring battles were quite crazy battles. Those were both in ranked modes. So I hope you liked this one. If you liked it, please like. If you didn't, dislike. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.